Do you want to know my exact formula on how I keep it all together and how I stay organized and productive? Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from AtHomeWithQuita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing an updated planner routine. I'm going to share with you all things on how I stay organized and productive and keep it all together, y'all. So this is an updated video. I have done several planner routine videos on my channel, but things are always changing. So I feel the need to keep you in the loop on what's changed in my planner routine and how I structure my days, and just a little bit of an insight on the things that I do on a weekly and daily basis to stay organized and productive. So let's get into it. All right, so as you guys know, I am totally a planner girl, and that's what you mostly see on this channel. All things from planning to productivity to organization, that is what I'm all about. But it starts in my planner. I have to plan things out on a monthly basis and then drill down that week, and that is the only way that I'm able to stay as productive as I am. Now, I'm not always the most productive and organized person, okay? I totally have flaws, and there are times when I'm just not motivated, but I find that when I write things down in my planner, there's more of a chance that things will get done. Okay, so I'm going to take you through my process from start to finish so that you can see how I structure things and my thought process in terms of getting it out of my head and onto my paper planner. All right, you guys, so I am going to be breaking it all down for you, okay? And I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. Y'all know I can be long-winded sometimes, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. And so I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So that way you can take some of the tips that I share with you and you can implement your very own planner routine, okay? So I'm not gonna flip you through anything. I do have several flip through videos on my channel. You can always go to my channel, type in flip through, and you should be able to find out exactly how I have this set up. I try to do those from time to time so that way you can see what I have inside of this planner. And I'll be doing a video for 2023, sharing with you guys how my setup is gonna look. And I'm really excited to share that with you. Okay, so let's go. You see how I'm long-winded? Because I like to give you everything, okay? So again, this is all about my planner routine. So when I sit down on a monthly basis, these are the things that I do. When I sit down on a weekly basis, these are the things that I do. First and foremost, my planning is typically done on a Sunday because that just works best for me. Okay, and so I'm going to sit down on a monthly basis on that Sunday prior to the week starting, plan out my month and all of those things, and then go ahead and plan out my week, the first week of the month. Okay, so first and foremost, we have planner routine inserts. So if you're looking for a way to kind of map it all out first, you want to grab those inserts, okay? And so that right here for me is in my routine section. All right, so my planner routine consists of these things. So daily, weekly, monthly, these are all the things that I want to make sure that I'm scheduling for, so that way I don't forget them. And that's why I write them, or I track them, or I keep them here in my planner, so that way I don't forget and I can always use this for reference. So this is a good place to start for you if you're looking to develop your very own planner routine. Grab a set of these inserts, and so that way it can give you a good starting point. And then you also have a spot here that you can write in some additional things, like you see here. I have here some other things that I know I need to do. Because I wanted to make these inserts very simple and very universal, I didn't put my personal things here. So these are all things that you should be planning for on either a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And then on the back, I have a place for notes because I have other things I need to plan for, and I want to make sure that I am doing this as well. So I write that on the back here. So first step in the process to kind of map things out, to figure out some of the things that you know that you want to plan for. So the first thing that I do is I go and I reference my inbox. I have an inbox system here, And this is where I dump everything out so that way I don't forget anything. And I have it organized by home, family, work, faith, and goals. So anytime I think of something, I'm gonna come here and I'm going to just dump it all out here so that way I don't forget. These are some prompts here I can use that came with our brain dump inserts, because that is also a step in the process that you wanna do, especially when you're first getting started, is you wanna do a full-on brain dump, okay? And you can also do brain dumps on a monthly and weekly basis. Just dump it all out into your brain dump. It's a whole set of inserts. This and this does not go together. I just got rid of the brain dump inserts and I put this on the front end so that way I could have these prompts here that I could use to dump things out of my brain into my inbox. So it just all depends on how you want things to look. I love these inbox inserts, but also the initial brain dump inserts are great just again for starting out with the brain dump process. And then you may want to take those items from your brain dump and put them into an inbox system, because this is my ongoing system. Brain dump isn't something that you're going to do all the time in terms of daily or weekly. You're going to do that typically on a monthly basis. And then as things come up, you're going to want to have a system to be able to get it all out of your head. So this is where that starts for me. And so what I do on a monthly basis is I pick different items from here, because these are items that don't have a date, but I know they need to get done. And so I'm going to pick like 4 to 5 items, and that's what I'm going to transfer to my monthly calendar to make sure these items are still getting done. Just because they don't have a date to them doesn't mean I'm going to forget about them once they're on my inbox system. I still want to make sure that I'm checking in here and pulling those items from the inbox and putting them in on my monthly calendar. And then from the monthly, I'm transitioning, of course, to weekly. All right. So I am also a big advocate for at-a-glance pages. I love to be able to plan out my whole year if possible. And so as a part of my process, again, when it comes to inbox, that's just where I'm dumping things out. And then when I get ready to plan my monthly, I'm going to look here at my at-a-glance pages, and then I'm going to dump those inbox items into my monthly spread, and then again divvy them up as I see fit. All right, so I'm going to come here to December and I'm going to say, hey, what do I have going on? I also look at my phone, because sometimes I do put things on my phone calendar, and I want to make sure that I transfer them here onto the monthly calendar so that way I don't forget about them. But I sometimes need my phone to give me a reminder so I don't forget to do that particular item. So these are all of the things that I need to do in December. Y'all, I can't believe we're already in December, okay? So I'm gonna look here and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to transfer all of these items since they are scheduled, meaning that they have a date. So I need to put them on the calendar on that date. Again, inbox doesn't have a date, but I still wanna get that stuff done. So I'm coming here first, and then I'm picking all the things I need to do. I also want to check my yearly to-do list to make sure, grab some things off of here that I want to make sure that I'm getting done as well. Okay. And then I come into my monthly. I'm going to move this out the way just so you guys can see a more clear picture. I did do a video on my channel sharing with you guys how I prep for my monthly, because I feel like sometimes monthly planning is neglected. Some people don't even use their monthly calendar. And it's so important for me to be able to use this calendar as an overview, because I take this information, and again, if I need to plug it into my phone because it has a date tied to it, it's very specific and I don't want to forget about it. And then I also take this information and I put it on our fridge command center. We have a calendar on there for the family to be able to reference to see what we have going on, because this is my personal planner and they can't see these things. And so I want to make sure that they're staying in the loop as well. All right. So this is how my monthly calendar looks. Again, I pulled some things from my inbox and I put them here on the sidebar so I can make sure that I'm tackling those items as well. And then the monthly calendar for me consists of recurring things. So things that happen on a weekly basis that don't change. And then also appointments and outings and things like that, which I've highlighted with a little bullet point here. So that way it stood out for me and I knew that it wasn't recurring. It was something that I need to make sure, or an event that I need to plan for as well. All right. So this is the hub of mine. I have to have it, and you have to have it too. If you want to be successful in planning, I do feel like you need to be able to see the bigger picture. And this is what this does for me. Okay. So when it comes to monthly planning, again, this is how that looks. I come and date it out, and then I put all the recurring things. And then after the recurring things, I'm going to go ahead and pump in those things that are not recurring. And that is most likely taken from my at-a-glance pages. And so with at-a-glance, again, you're just kind of dumping them in as time goes along, or you're planning out your whole entire year. It just lets you pre-plan. And then when you get ready to sit down for your monthly and weekly planning sessions, you're going to use that to reference to see what you're doing for that particular week. All right. So once I have my monthly monthly calendar filled in, then I'm going to look at the week that we're in when it gets time for me to do my weekly planning. Okay, so we're in the week of the 4th through the 10th. So I'm looking at each of these items and then I'm going to fill them in on my calendar, okay? Now, it just all depends on the type of inserts that you have. I am trying out these inserts, which are a monthly task layout, and I'm trying to see if this is gonna work best for me. I was thinking it would, only because sometimes I don't remember to go in my planner and plan out day by day on that weekly spread. And so I thought to have this monthly sort of overview of all the things that need to get done, from zone cleaning to my spiritual schedule to my to-do list items, which again, these are pulled from just things I know I need to get done during the month, and then also these items here. I transitioned that into this view so I could see more clearly what needs to be done for that particular week. Although this is the monthly task layout, so this is really for the whole entire month, but this just helped me to drill down and be a little bit more specific than what was on that monthly calendar. I also have a place here for tracking my Bible reading, my daily text, and then a habit tracker. I love to include a habit tracker in my planner. I typically keep it looking like this. This is the typical tracker I would use, and I do one of these for every single week and it doesn't change. And I like to be able to just check it off at the end of the month. The idea behind this is to have it all checked off. But as y'all know, sometimes things don't work out that way, okay? So this is how it would typically look for me. But again, since I'm trying these inserts out, I just wrote it in here, and then as the days go along, I'll be tracking them off. Now this is just for 1 week, and then this is for another week. So there's just 2 different types of trackers here. I did tweak this insert a little bit for me. So the monthly tasks layout does not look like this, just so you know. I mean, it looks like this on a basic level, but it has to-do lists here. It has priorities, I believe, here, and then it has gratitude here. So it has some wording subjects at the top to help you to have ideas on what to put in these particular sections, which you can cover up if you want. I just didn't want them there because I wanted to test it out and be able to see kind of what I would write in different sections, and I thought that the wording would throw me off. It also has 4 of these trackers. It doesn't have these trackers here. I'm testing this out to see how this is going to work for me. It has 4 of these sort of trackers here. So I love these. You could use these for anything you want. And so you could use them for no spend if you want to track 30 days of no spending, or a month of no spending, because again, it has 4 different slots there. Whatever you'd like to use it for, it's up to you. So I track my zone cleaning here, then to-do list, and then I have our quote sticky notes down here. This is just a dot grid section, but I want to write a quote in here that I love that I'm going to use for the month. You could also use your word of the month if you use a word of the month. And then I have our Happy Mail sticky notes here because I had some Amazon purchases coming in and I want to be able to track them off as they're coming in. I have some things for Addison here in terms of school. I have my top 3 for the month, and then I have some scriptures I want to learn and my weekly theocratic schedule here as well. So I'm testing this out. So we'll see how it goes. But typically it would be day by day, and I'd be writing in on a daily basis everything that needs to be done for that particular day. So this is new for me for December. So we'll see if this continues for January. All right, then you have your tasks. So then I would come here and I would break down on a daily basis just tasks. So you could use this as your to-do list. You could use each section here for every day of the month. There are over 30, I believe, of these little boxes here. So this is the current week that we're in. So as things come along that I know I need to do, I write them in here. And this doesn't have anything to do with like recurring things like my zone cleaning, my spiritual schedule. This is just to-do list items that I know need to be done on that day, and then also any appointments that need to be done on that particular day. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to date it all out, and I'm going to start to fill in those appointment things because I don't have them here. So they need to be somewhere, so when I reference whatever week we're on, I'll know what I'm doing for that week or that day. So like for instance, on Friday I have lunch with Addison and I'm meeting up with a friend for my ministry on the 9th. So I want to write that day of the week, and whatever slot it goes in, it'll be in this week. And then I'm going to write that I'm meeting with her. So when I reference this particular day, I know what I'm doing, and then I can check it off as I do them. Okay. So again, this is how it looks for me now, because these are the inserts that I'm using. Okay. So we've planned our month out. We've planned our week out. Okay, now it's time to plan for some other things, all right? Because for me, I have other parts of my life that I plan for, okay? So one being school. So I would come here to the school section, and I typically use these inserts here. And again, a lot of this stuff is planned on a monthly basis. And then as the week comes along, then I'll go ahead and drill down and I'll plan for that particular week. So these were done on my monthly planning session. And then that first week of the month is where, again, I'm sitting down to break things down out even further if need be. So I'll come here and I will write in all of the days of the weeks. I love this insert. This is awesome. And then I'll put a little triangle here in the corner of some things that have to be like an event at her school or something that she needs to plan for at school or a test. Anything like that is going to be indicated here with that triangle. And then down here in my task list is where I'm going to put that day, and I'm going to put exactly what that is. So I'll know exactly what that is that she's doing on that day, because I can't break it down here because there's not enough space to write. So for instance, on the 6th, she has a digital learning day. On the 7th, she has benchmark testing. So this has been so helpful for me to be able to break things down and then also still keep up with her schedule for school. She's got things going on that I need to be able to keep up with as well. And so I want to make sure that I am in the know, okay? And so how that looks for me in terms of gathering all this information is that the teacher sends a newsletter every Friday. I look in the newsletter and I see what's going on for that week, and then I write it in. I also look on the county calendar, and then I look on the school calendar to see if any events that she may want to attend, just anything that that I may need to know about. I want to write that in here as well. So that's what this consists of: the newsletter, the county schedule calendar, and then the specific school calendar, and just things that I know I need to be doing as a mom for my child. Okay, so that's what this is. So I plan for this on a monthly basis, and then I check in with this on a weekly basis. I also meal plan, as you guys know. I love cooking. So sometimes I'll come here and I'll plan my whole entire month out or the whole week out, and I'll write it in here. But this has been hit or miss for me, but these are great inserts to be able to plan out all of your meals for the year, week, month, or day. All right, but I typically come here and use our meal planner inserts. So again, some of this you saw in my monthly planning video. You saw me actually do and write all this out. So that's why it's already done. And so I will come here for the month, write out everything that I know I'm going to be doing. Sometimes for me, it's a week by week basis. I may not be able to come here and write in all of the meals for the month, and that's okay. But most of the time I just do it by the week, and that is what helps me. So we're in the week again of the 4th through the 10th. So these are the different items that we are having for dinner. We're having pulled pork carnitas, then we're having bunless burgers, and then we're having some chicken. All right, so I come here and I plan out that week. I also write my recipes to try here. I'm constantly adding to this list as things come up in my brain, or I see or run across something on social. Then I'll write that here, and that way it'll help me to fill in the months with some fresh ideas. I love just fresh ideas. I don't always cook the same thing every week. I just don't. It gets boring when I do that. Okay, and then I come here for my weekly menu and I break it down by that week. So this is everything that I'm cooking for the week. I also come here and write out my grocery list, so that way I can do my shopping on Sunday and I can have my groceries delivered on Monday. Y'all, I don't go into the grocery store unless I have to. I don't leave the house unless I have to, okay? I order everything online. That's just my preference. If I don't have to go into the grocery store and shop, then I don't. And I know a lot of people love to go and touch the food and look at the food. I've never had an issue. I order everything on Walmart grocery service or Publix or Kroger, and I just have it delivered, y'all. It just simplifies my life, and that's what works for our household, okay? It also helps me to not overspend, because I know I'm only getting these items. Sometimes when I go into the grocery store and I look around, I don't know, I just want everything. And so this helps me to limit my spending, if you will, and that's helped our budgets and our pockets as well. So those are some of the benefits for us with shopping online and having the groceries delivered. You can also do a pickup. And so this is how my week looks. And so I have all of the ingredients I need to make for all of these meal planning items, and I don't have to wonder what we're eating. And so I just love to be able to menu plan, okay? And then if I have items on hand, what I do is I make this grocery list first, and then I come here and I look at my pantry, fridge, and freezer, and I see what items I have on hand, and I'll write it in and cross it off the list or check it off. That way I don't buy things I don't need, all right? And then I would do the next thing for the next week. Since I do know what we're having for that next week, I could technically come here and write it out, but things change, y'all. And also, I don't want my planning session to be super long. So sometimes I'm already at capacity by the time I do the monthly and the weekly. So I just do it week by week, all right? So after I get done doing my meal planning, I have to make sure I do my finances. So that's why I love how my planner is structured, because I literally just go tab by tab and I just plan based on just going in that particular order. And that helps me to make sure I'm not missing out or forgetting anything. So this is how I do my personal budgeting. I don't write anything here in terms of household finances. This is just for At Home with Quita, anything that comes in revenue wise for At Home with Quita, not Fancy Plans Co., not our household budget, just strictly my personal credit card payments and things like that. So I write in all the bills that need to be paid for myself personally. I write in any revenue that's coming in for that month. And then on the back, I write my credit card payments and all of that good stuff. All right, so that's what I do for my financials. So that typically is done on a monthly basis. And then every single week I'll come and just check in, make sure that I don't forget to pay something. And so that's how that works for me. All right, then we get to the work section. So when it comes to work, again, monthly planning session is where this is going to be done. I also do a lot of my planning when it comes to business and social and Notion. So this is my Notion. I'm going to do a whole video on this because I know it's a lot and some people don't understand how to use Notion. It's very simple once you get the hang of it, and it is so beneficial. Like, this has been a complete game changer for me. Okay, so I have all of these different sections here, but the main one I go into is my content hub. And so I have all of the different social platforms here that I use, and then I'll go into each of the platforms and I'll plan my content out. So let's take YouTube for instance. So I go in here, these are all of my ideas, and you have different views that you can toggle between. So this is the ideas view, and this has all of my ideas for YouTube videos, and then different sections here like category, captions, status, all of that is here as well. But I like to look at the calendar view because I have, especially for this month, since I'm doing like Plan Miss sort of thing, okay? And I'm doing a video a day, I had to plan all my content out. So all of these dots mean that there is something planned for that particular day, and the red shows that that's the day that we're on. So like today, I was supposed to do 5 planner tips to explode your productivity. That has already been done. I toggled some videos or shuffled some things around. Well, actually, I did do that today. I forgot, we are in Wednesday and that video went live. I'm just filming a different video today because I'm trying to make sure that I get it all done. So the video that I'm filming today, I did 5 ways to simplify your cleaning routine. And then right now I'm doing my planner process. Okay, so this is awesome. Y'all have to get on the board with Notion. I'm trying to get my husband on board. He's a little confused too. So he asked for my help. So I'm helping him set his up. All right, so this whole calendar here is exactly what this is. Okay, so I come here typically after my Notion, and I still want to write it out here. That's just what works for me. I want to make sure I see it here. I also do some other things like my Amazon lives. I'm going to be going live on Amazon every single Friday. So I want to write that in here as well. And just anything that I want to make sure that I see, since I'm constantly checking in with my planner, I still want to write it down. I also have the little sidebar here that I write in some video ideas to transfer into Notion, because it is a process to kind of enter things in. So sometimes I just need to get it out of my head. So I write it here, and then any giveaways I want to do, anything I need to order, just any random things that's going to go in that notes section. And then I come here and I plan out my week. So as y'all can see, I'm a very simple planner now. I don't know what got into me, okay? But I'm different now. And I'm sure at some point I'll go back to decorative planning more as well, but I don't use all the things like I used to. I just literally write it in, okay? So here are my sections: to do, YouTube, short videos, social posts, Amazon plus lives, just in case I go on lives on any other platform, and then enrichment and blog, okay? So I have a lot of things I do in terms of enrichment that I have a schedule for, so I need to go ahead and write those things in, like, read a book or listen to a podcast or, send my portfolio to brands, things like that all go in my enrichment in my blog section. And so this is what works best for me in terms of the process. Typically I'll come here and I'll plan the whole entire week out, but this week I planned up until Wednesday, which is today, and then today I'm going to plan Thursday through Sunday. Okay, and so I write in my YouTube videos here in this section based on what the calendar shows. All right, and then I'll come in and I'll write all of my reel. And typically when it comes to reels and shorts and TikToks, they are all pulled from Notion, which is what I just showed you, except I showed you YouTube, but these all come from Notion. So let me show you that as well. It looks pretty much the same as the YouTube, except it's my Reels, TikToks, and Shorts. Uh-oh, I'm not sure why that happened. So I would click here where it says Reels, TikToks, Shorts, And these are all of my ideas for that. Okay, all of these ideas. I have a ton of ideas. Okay, but then I also will toggle to the calendar view, and then I can see all of my stuff beautifully scheduled on the calendar, you guys. Those dots represent what we're doing. Okay, so like today, I did a car organization reel, okay? And when I click on that, it gives me more information. So I like to categorize things by the status. So this says filmed, but today I'll change that to posted. And then the post date, which is today, I'll check this box off just like so. Any media or any ideas, any trending audio goes there. And then I also have inspiration. If I saw a video that I like someone else did and I want to kind of mimic what they did, I'll put that here. And then the category is organization. Y'all, like I'm telling you. And then you can have different views again by status. So you can see like the status of all of these. So these are all of the ones that aren't started. These are all the ones I'm waiting for a product, or I'm ready to film or filmed. This is just awesome. But typically I come here for the calendar, and then I'll see on that particular week what I'm doing, and I'll take this idea and I'll write it in. So like tomorrow I'm doing keto pulled pork carnitas, which is in the crock pot right now. And so that way I can go ahead and write in what it is as a short form video. Okay, so I do all of that, and I do that for At Home with Quita and Fancy Plans Co. So as you can see, AHWQ is At Home with Quita, FPCO is Fancy Plans Co. So I do a reel for each one. So as you can see, things are checked off as they're done. And then my social posts include Like to Know It, Pinterest, I do 10 pins a day, and that's just typically Amazon finds, and I'll just grab the photo from Amazon and grab the link and post that onto Pinterest, in addition to the whatever reel I do for that day that goes on Pinterest as well. And then I also post to TikTok, but I don't track that here because it's all the same video, and I know I'm doing that as a part of my process. I post to Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and I feel like there's another platform, y'all. So there are so many platforms and so many things I have to think about that I have to be able to write it out. If I don't write it out, then all of these things would not get done. Because I know some of you sometimes will say, well, how do you get it all done? I'm sharing with you today exactly how. This is how, by writing it down, mostly in my paper planner, but some things digital as well. And you can use Notion for everything too, but y'all, I'm just a paper planner. So this is a part of what I have to do in order to stay on track. Okay, so then when it comes to social posts, again, I'm gonna write in all of my Like to Know It, meaning that I already post a video, whatever video I do as a reel, to Like to Know It, but I also like creating those collage photos, and I post that to Like to Know It as well. I just recently started really taking Like to Know It very seriously. I know that's helpful to some of you, and especially if you're a visual shopper. And so I have that as a part of my process as well. So I sit down and brainstorm that. I also have a section in my Notion where I come up with ideas or strategize on things that I need to, or ideas I want to post on that platform. I have ideas for everything in my Notion. That's why I'm telling you, I'm going to do a video, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to share that with you guys so that you're not so overwhelmed, because there are a lot of moving parts. So stay tuned, okay? So as you can see, just to show you all of the sections there, YouTube, Like to Know It, Facebook, oops, didn't mean to do that. Facebook, because that is a platform that I post to as well in terms of reels and different things. And then we have my reels, TikTok shorts. I put that all together because it's just it's all the same to me. Pinterest, and then I have podcast, Amazon, Instagram, blog. Okay, these are all my sections where I have ideas in. And then I also have I have it broken out by At Home with Quita and Fancy Plans Co. So when I click on Fancy Plans Co., there's different things in here that are for Fancy Plans Co. specifically. And I keep the calendar here for that as well. So you can see all those dots indicate that we are doing something. So today I'm supposed to be doing kind of like a trending audio. And I have some products that I'm gonna showcase in that video. And I think I filmed that yesterday. So anytime I'm filming something, it's gonna be in bulk. I don't write in what I'm filming for that day. It's either gonna be whatever that item is, or I'm gonna come to the calendar and I'm gonna see if I can get ahead of the game. And I'm going to start filming, okay? I also pop in here some breakdowns, okay? If there's a video I'm doing and I need to reference something and I need to break it down even further and I don't wanna forget anything, then I pop one of these in here as well. And I do this on a weekly basis based on what I'm filming for that week. So when I sit down on Sunday, I'm gonna sit down and see which one of these videos I might need to break down. And sometimes I'll do this ahead of time as well, because I know I'm doing an Amazon viral products video. I already have that ready to go. So all I have to do is take this list and pull those items from my house and have them all set up and ready to go for that video. And so I already did this Amazon kitchen find. So I typically like to come and check it off, y'all. As you can see, I checked that one off. I did a top 10 Fancy Plants Co bestsellers and I check it off. And then I also like to create a like to know it for it. So I'm going to make a collage of this. As you can see, kitchen organization. Sometimes I'm behind, y'all. It's a lot, okay? I know it's a lot. But again, having all of this planned the way I do is what helps me. So I still need to create this like to know it for this. And then I'm gonna create a shoppable photo for this. And I typically like to do that on the day of that video going live. If possible, again, sometimes life happens. And if it doesn't happen on that day, I'll take these and I'll write them in on a different day in my to-do list. And I'll make sure I get those done if there's no space in that particular section. Okay, so I still need to do these, and then this one, as you can see, I wrote it in. I'm going to create a like to know it for this one as well. And that just helps you guys to be able to see things all on one page. So that's why I like to create that like to know it collage image. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Amazon viral best-selling products is something that I'm filming next week. I'm doing an Amazon video a week, and then on Friday I'm going live on that same content that I did in the video, so I could break it down and let you guys see those products live. That's something new that I'm trying, y'all. Okay, trying to get myself ready for 2023. I find that starting this now in December, because I haven't been as consistent, it's going to help me to go into January, you know, full of grace, okay? And ready to make sure that my content is consistent, okay? That's all. So these are all of the items I'm going to be doing in that particular video. And this video is going to be next week. So I've already planned for that, but these inserts have helped me so much. It's a full page insert and then I just fold it. These are 2 other videos I'm doing this month. So as you can see, I didn't plan for these, but when that week comes up, I'll go ahead and write in all of those items I'm going to be using. And this has helped me to not be just so scatterbrained. I know exactly what I need. I can go ahead and pull it and I'm ready to go. All right. I also like to have a longer to-do list in here. So I'm constantly adding to this on a weekly and monthly basis. And I'm writing some things in here that I know I need to do. I'm like, these are all the videos I need to film for, and then I check them off as I'm doing them. Now these are on my Notion, so I did write these out because I didn't want to forget to add them to Notion. So that's typically why I will fill them in here, just so as ideas come about and I don't have my phone near me, but I may have my planner near me, and vice versa. A lot of times I'll put things on my phone if I don't have my planner near me, but I always make sure they match. And so I just wanted to write these in so I didn't forget. So I'm constantly adding to this list on a weekly basis, because sometimes I find that there's not enough space here, and sometimes I'll only put to-do list items here that are like recurring or just like, you know, things that I know for sure need to be done on that particular day. All right, and so that's how my weekly looks when it comes to scheduling out my business things that I need to do for business, both for At Home with Quita and Fancy Plants Co. So again, typically I would write in the whole month. I also need to date it out, but this week I said I'm just going to do Monday through Wednesday, and then today I'm going to do Thursday through Sunday. Okay, so that's how that looks for me. In terms of other parts of my life that I plan for, this is the main parts here. I do have some other sections like wellness and faith and home and family and goals and lists, but these are typically reference sections. I have a feeling starting in 2023, I'm gonna have a whole fitness planner here, and that'll be a part of my process. But that's why I organized my planner in this way, for these 6 sections to be here and then these to be here, because these are things that I'm actively going in on a weekly, daily, and monthly basis. And these are just reference things, because my faith schedule is on my main schedule. Any wellness things I need to do, I'm just gonna come in here and write in my blood pressure. Anything that I need to do for the home, like my cleaning schedule, I pretty much know. So again, these are things that are just here for reference. Goals, I do come in here from time to time, mainly on a monthly basis. And I am going to be using these life area goals for my monthly goals, which I popped in here recently. And then I have my goals fold out that I'll be doing for 2023. Again, this is just for reference, and then touching base with it on a monthly basis to make sure you're on track with those goals. So this is a part of my process, but it isn't something that I look at on a constant basis. So, but it is here because I need it, okay? So that's what these 6 sections entail. So the front part of my planner is what I'm always in, okay? Monthly, calendar, school, meal planning, finances, and work. These are my main sections that I plan for on a weekly basis, and that has helped me so much, you guys, to be able to stay on track with all of the things that I know I need to do, okay? Again, I showed you guys that routine for your planner routine. If you need those have been a game changer for me, just to make sure I'm not forgetting planning anything on a monthly and weekly basis. I also love having these table of contents inserts inserts here. These are available in the shop as well. They're just not pre-filled in. And that tells me where to find everything. You know, sometimes I'm like, where was that, you know, hourly calendar? Where was that declutter challenge? I pretty much know where it is, but just in case I need to reference this, I have it here. So I do think that these are very beneficial as well. All right, so that's my whole entire process, you guys. I know, again, it seems like a lot, but it's really not. Once you get the hang of it and you start to really hone in on what you need, not what anyone else needs. It's only about what you know you need to be able to stay on track with keeping up with all of the things you need to do on a weekly, monthly, and daily basis. And this is what works for me, okay? Again, a lot of these things are here for reference, so I do feel like it's beneficial to have some standard things that you can pop in to make sure you don't forget about anything. But then you also do need to do a lot of writing too, okay? From your inbox to your calendar, keeping up with your kids' school, your meal planning, your finances, your work, all of that stuff could or should be tracked, okay? And you don't have to do it all in one planner like I do. I find that having a catch-all planner is what works for me, because I can't be keeping up with all these planners, y'all. I just can't. I used to be able to do that, but I can't, okay? And now also, just to let you guys know what I do with my inserts when I'm done. So at the end of the year, I'm going to reflect on those inserts, pull out anything I want to keep, and then I'm purging those inserts. I don't keep them for any longer than a year. Okay, when it comes to my monthly, I'm going to pull out that whole entire month. I'm going to put that into another planner that I keep again for the year. And then I'm going to pop in that next month. So again, I don't keep them for any longer than a year. So I'm going to take December out at the end of this year. I'm going to reflect on December and all the other months, and then I'm going to purge that whole entire year. And then I'm going to add January in. Once January's done, I'm going to pull it out, add it to my keepsake planner, and build on that until December, and I'm going to do it all over again. Okay? So that is the system that works best for me. So that's it, you guys. That's my whole entire system and how I plan for my months and my weeks and my days in a nutshell. So again, hopefully I didn't overwhelm you too much. I know it's a lot. And so again, just take bits and pieces of things that you know will work for you. You don't have to adopt my whole entire system. This video isn't about that. It's about sharing some tips and tricks that have worked for me for your reference, okay? Develop the best system that's gonna work for you, all right? So thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for this planner routine video. I love updating you and keeping you in the loop on how things have changed with my routine, in hopes that it'll help you to develop your very own planner routine. So I really hope that all the things mentioned in this video helped you in some way. All of the products that I mentioned and showed in this video are from Fancy Plans Co. So if you are in the market on your very own planner setup and you want to be able to have your own routine, to be able to track all the things and keep up with all the things in your life, you can head over to Fancy Plans Co. I've linked it below, and you can shop Quita's planner setup, and that will show you all of the things in a collection that are referenced in this video to make it easier, again, if you're looking for a planner setup that's going to work best for you. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate you stopping by today. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. And of course, as always, I want you to come back by and catch another one, in which case I'll see you then.